this lesson, we're going to be looking at children as scientists. We're going to be looking at the integration of science, technology, engineering, art, and math. We're going to be looking at how to incorporate makerspace and math workstations into your classrooms. Children are natural scientists. They are curious about the world around them. They have an innate drive to discover, and they're enthusiastic about learning new things. Following the interest of a child will not only yield the best results, it'll be pure joy. In this lesson, we're going to focus on the process rather than the product. We're going to place our value on learning rather than the results. As a teacher, it's our job to discover the interests of our children, to extend their thinking with open-ended questions, deep conversations, and close observations of the children at play. We collect data through the documentation process. We collect samples of their work, their drawings, their constructions. We collect samples of their words, their questions, and their quotes. And we even collect samples of the moments we spend together through photos and video and audio footage. Throughout the year, children in a play-based classroom develop mathematical reasoning skills. Through the use of open-ended materials, children begin to explore with abstract and spatial reasoning. Through play, children learn sorting, counting, problem-solving, patterns. They learn how to identify and compare numbers and attributes, both physical and geometrical. They learn basic addition and subtraction through drawing and acting out number stories. They learn the calendar, they learn place value, and they even learn how to record data through tally marks. They learn data collection through surveys and observations. They learn graphing, geometry, and measurement. They are introduced to real tools like calculators and balance scales. They learn basic shapes and more than, less than concepts. You can encourage this kind of mathematical exploration through songs and finger plays that use numbers. When I was in 4th grade, my teacher taught us a song to help us understand our multiplication facts. I still use that song to this day when I need to multiply. Fill your classroom with books that teach mathematical concepts. My 2-year-old daughter loves Pete the Cat and his 4 groovy buttons. Practice counting with your kids. You can count forward and backwards. When I was teaching, we played the game called Blast Off. This is where one student calls out a number and we count down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! Provide children with a number of shapes of different sizes and colors. When I was teaching, we would play a game called fishing. I would hand out shapes to each of the kids in the room, and then I'd whisper to the person who was it which shape they had to find. I would call out clues of the color of the shape and the number of points and sides until all the children were eliminated except for the person we were hunting for. Mathematical thinking doesn't just have to happen in small groups. It can happen all throughout your day. At snack time, ask them, if I had 5 apple slices and I gave 3 to Tommy, how many would I have left? If you're cooking with children, ask them how you would measure 2 cups of flour if you only have a 1/2 cup. Go on shape hunts around your school and even outside in nature. A hexagon in your classroom may not have much meaning, but if you take them out to the street and show them a stop sign, it really connects. Help children take surveys of their favorite things. We always used to keep a tally of our favorite Halloween treats. The children would get their clipboards and ask their friends, what is your favorite kind of candy? Chocolate, suckers, or candy corn? We'd ask the entire school, and then we'd take our data and create a graph with it. When you connect mathematical concepts to things that the children are interested in, it helps them make important connections. It helps their learning to become authentic and real. Playing fun games like musical chairs helps students understand one-to-one correspondence. Use your sensory table for math. Tell them, I buried 10 dinosaur bones in the sand. Can you find them? Use counting to solve real-life problems. There are 5 kids, but only 3 swings available. So how many kids are gonna have to wait? You can even make funny mistakes when you're counting. 1, 2, 8, 5, and let the children correct you. They think it's hilarious when the teacher gets something wrong. So use that to your advantage. When teaching children about measurement, provide them with real-life experiences. Cooking and science experiments are the perfect way to introduce this concept. Pose problems for children to be able to solve. Ask them, how many cups of water do you think it will take to fill the watering can? Have them get in line from shortest to tallest, or go on a nature hunt and have them collect leaves and sort them by their shape and size. When teaching about geometry, patterns, and collecting data, ask questions to extend their thinking. Point out patterns, even in music, and have children represent them. Teach them different kinds of patterns like A, B, or A, B, B, or A, B, B, C, or A, B, A, C. Help them to represent those patterns with shapes or even body movements. Clap, stomp, clap, stomp, stomp, circle, square, circle, square, square. Have children clean up after block play by matching their shapes. And if you're using pegboards, have them match their objects with the contact paper shapes. Challenge children to create 3D shapes when they build, like pyramids or cubes. Then have them compare the similarities and differences between the 3D and the two-dimensional shapes. Stringing beads teaches both pattern and design. Help children to think of their world in mathematical terms. By using words such as bigger, above, diagonal, and approximately in your everyday conversations with them. And incorporate math workstations so that children learn to play with these concepts in a new and creative way. In a play-based classroom, science is centered on allowing children to explore the world around them. In early childhood, science is most easily accessible through nature. So play-based classrooms nurture that deep connection to nature that is so essential for early development. Science takes place through observation and data collection. Children go on nature walks and conduct experiments. They create science journals that document their progress. When children play with science, they come to understand the basic needs of humans, plants, and animals. They take care of a classroom pet or tend a community garden. They learn about life cycles, weather patterns, and how to care for the earth. They learn about conservation as well as responsibility. They explore matter, magnets, movement, and motion. They learn how to develop a hypothesis and experiment with the scientific method. An easy way to introduce scientific concepts with your little ones is to cook in your classroom. Let them mix and manipulate different materials until they've created something new. Let them play outside and explore nature. Take them on a bug hunt or create a butterfly garden for your classroom. When I was teaching, we had 2 zebra finches for pets. The children named them Charles Lindbergh and Amelia Earhart. Every year, the birds would lay eggs and we would watch the babies grow. The children would document the project through a science journal. And at the end, some of the children even took a baby bird home for a pet. In the early childhood classroom, science is happening all around you. Pose challenges to the children, like what do you think would happen if we mixed red paint with yellow paint? And ask them questions that have more than one correct answer. Like, what do you think would happen if we put something besides leaves and food waste in our compost heap? Take them outside and let them observe their shadows at different points of the day. Plant a vegetable garden and even use those vegetables to cook with. Provide them with open-ended materials that they can use in creative ways to make new things. When I was teaching, we called this Makerspace. Makerspace is a great way to incorporate science, technology, engineering, art, and math into your curriculum. It allows children to be open-ended in their thinking and creative in the way that they solve problems. Children are natural scientists, so let their interests guide your projects all year long. And you're gonna have a lot of fun.